What's going on, Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles Nation? It's your boy Rio checking in with the latest and greatest on the Rambling Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders over here. There's actually a game on Monday. You know, in Washington, you forget football gets played because there's so much shit going on places that are not the football field. But there is a game versus a divisional opponent who's going for their ninth straight. No defeat so far. LeVar Ball never lost. So I had to get Lord Brunson on the show. My boy LB. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, we chasing, so this game is important to me because this is the first time somebody got a second look at us. You know what I mean? So this is a test to me, but I'm feeling real good. We chasing 9-0. You know what I mean? We chasing this sweep. You know what I mean? I'm ready for Monday.
I know you're ready for Monday. Y'all coming off a Houston Texans game where there's a lot of people nitpicking the way that y'all beat the Texans, but there's no style points for victory. Nobody's getting an extra win, a half a win, or a fourth of one for winning in a certain way. Y'all closed the deal, and y'all didn't let them hang with y'all for too long. How do you feel about how y'all played against the Texans?
I mean, I don't feel bad at all about it. Listen, in the Texans game, that was the first game that, we didn't go into the second half with a lead. It was actually 14-14. I'm not mad at it at all because when you 8-0, you're getting everybody best shot every week. So a 1-5-1 Houston Texans team, if they play the Giants this week the way they played us, they can get that W. You know what I mean? Every game is a battle with us to see if we can go 1-0 for the next week. You know what I mean? We chasing something far beyond the Houston Texans' grasp. We was on the road, Jalen Hurts homecoming. They tried their best to spoil that, but we just too talented to make it happen. I mean, I never heard of a team struggling that beat a team by 2 scores. I mean, where's the struggle in that? Now, we did have some issues with the run defense, but it wasn't no struggle. You know what I mean? We did our job.
Oh, y'all did do your job. I was watching that game, and something that stuck out to me that was like a baffling thing for me. Jalen Hurts fumbled early in the game, and they said that's y'all's first lost fumble of the season. How the hell y'all go 8 weeks losing your first fumble, bruh? What?
I mean, and that what makes us so good, man. They talk about the turnover differential. How many turnovers we got? I think we up to 15 turnovers now. You know what I mean? Our safety, Gardner Johnson, lead the league in picks. The thing about us is we get turnovers, but we ain't turning it back over. And we've had a lot of drives that, we had an 18-play drive against the Texans. We had 2 drives that took 7 minutes off the clock against Dallas. So, that the opportunities are there. Sometimes we hit you with a big play. Sometimes we don't. But you know what I mean? It's just a testament to, the quarterback for real. He ain't throwing interceptions. He ain't fumbling. The running backs ain't fumbling. The wide receivers ain't fumbling. We taking care of the ball as a unit. You got to love that. That's winning football.
Hell yeah, that is winning football. Appreciate you, Cool Eagle, for the $4.99 super. He said Washington fan base reminds him of Iraq, bombed out and depleted. Man, let me tell you, but look, my eye is on the prize right now. As far as the games are concerned, whatever takes place on Sunday comes second to the fact that we're finally about to get Dan Snyder the fuck out of here. So whatever happens on Monday in the duration of the season, my eye is on what really matters this year for us. But speaking of the game, though, like I ate all my crow on the Jalen Hurts shit I was saying in the offseason. That man is taking 10 steps forward. He's on pace for over 4,500 all-purpose yards, over 30 touchdowns. The man has 2 interceptions and 1 fumble through 8 weeks of the season. He looks like a bona fide MVP candidate. Y'all are the best team in the league. His numbers are nearly flawless. Is he the league's MVP right now?
I gotta say, yeah. Patrick Mahomes. It's real tight between him and Patrick Mahomes. I think he got the edge over Josh Allen. Josh Allen had 2 poor games in a row, and he might not play Sunday. The more time off the field. Listen, the MVP race is a stat. It's a personal stat race combined with a team record race. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated. Jalen Hurts is one of, I think, 7 quarterbacks with 2,000 passing yards or more so far during this season. He's the best guy in the NFL throwing 10 yards or more down the field. I mean, he's the MVP to me. But I'm not mad at nobody saying Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes got 20 passing touchdowns. You know what I mean? So, I could kind of see it. I think Lamar is kind of, catching on as well. And I think Geno Smith is somebody you got to talk about. But I think it's close between Patrick and Lamar.
That's a wild.
I'm sorry, Jalen.
That's a wild ass world we living in when you could throw
Facts.
Geno Smith in that conversation that we're having right now, man. Geno Smith, who's been stuck as a backup after failing as a starter in the league, has been absolutely shredding. And I think we need to give Pete Carroll his flowers because I think we gave the LOB and Russell Wilson all the props for what was happening in Seattle over this last decade.
Fact, that's a good point.
Pete Carroll been coaching his ass off, bro.
Right. And I told somebody this the other day. I'm like, look, man, if the season ended today, you know what I mean? Daniel Jones is probably a Pro Bowler. You know what I mean? Geno Smith is like all pro, you know what I mean? A Pro Bowler or something like that. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts is arguably the MVP. So, you know, a lot of stuff kind of got flipped on his ear. I looked at y'all game last week. You know what I mean? I'm low-key a Heineke. I'm a believer in Heineke. You know what I mean? I'm one of those guys that, you know, can see I'm one of them guys that can see an underdog and he just need like some coaching and a few more pieces. I'm more scared. I told you this, I think week 3. I'm more fearful of Heineke playing against us than I am of Carson Wentz. Like at this point, which quarterback do you prefer?
See, me, like it's a double edge. They're both their own roller coaster experience. See, Carson has a cannon and we can run the full offense with Carson, but since post ACL, Carson, that motherfucker has no mobility. And you know how Carson is mentally. So once he gets sacked 2 or 3 times, like the Philly game we played y'all when y'all took over our goddamn stadium, the man was shell-shocked. He was seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold, and he was walking in the sacks for the duration of the game. He has these mental gaffes that just absolutely crush him. And then you go to Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke has all the heart in the world. He plays with balls. He takes chances. The locker room loves him. The fans love him. He got a goddamn standing ovation on Sunday. But he's so fucking limited as a quarterback, man. His arm is trash. He's inaccurate. And he's turned the ball over 26 times in 18 starts. But fans can't see it. Like, he gives us the extended playability. He's mobile as shit. Like he's a dual threat quarterback because he has more legs than he has arm. So he gives us the opportunity to do more creative things offensively, but we can't spread the field how we want to with him. So when you're limited and you have legs, and when your legs are neutralized, what can you do? Like the Packers had him sitting back in the pocket. I mean, not the Packers, the Vikings, and he completed nothing versus he completed 15 passes for like 4.9 yards a play. And if it wasn't for a prayer to Curtis Samuel for a 50-yard touchdown where he put all the arm that he has in his body into it over 4 defenders and the ref knocked over one, if it wasn't for that, he ends the game under 100 yards. And he missed a few passes down the stretch that would have changed the game. I like the story. I like the moxie, but y'all lead the league in interceptions on defense, correctly?
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
That's the problem. Heineke has 3 in 3 games, but he's thrown at least 8 or 9 passes that should have been intercepted in those 3 games. And he's had 12 turnover-worthy plays in 12 quarters. That scares me. That terrifies me for Monday. I want to believe in the Heineke magic on Monday night, but I know how this team plays in prime time. But I can see why you would be more afraid of him than of Carson Wentz.
Yeah, you know, and this is the thing that I really think is against you guys this week. It just being in Philly. I've been to 4 games so far in Philly this year, and I just don't see nobody winning there. It's the atmosphere is just too electric, man. I don't see nobody winning there. How do you exploit this Philadelphia Eagles defense without a slew of weapons? Like you literally have to go get Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen on their A game to have to exploit this offense. I just don't think you guys got enough firepower. Now, I will say this. I'm concerned about our run defense from last week, but I think we tightened that up, man. I think that just was a case of,
Pierce
nice. Pierce is nice. I've been telling people that, but you got to understand we did play 2 games in 5 days. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? During that stretch, we played. Did we play Monday night or Sunday night? And then we end up turning around and playing Thursday. So we played 2 games in 5 days. But, you know, that's still really no excuse, man. Everybody has to do it at some point in the season. But we got some older guys up front. And I think we put ourselves in some bad situations, but Pierce is nice. That's not taken away from Pierce. I think if we stop the run of Washington, this should be way easier than it should be.
No, yeah. We gotta get the run game going. We're getting effective run calls, but like our offensive coordinator, Scott Turner, be off the juice, man. As soon as he finds something that works, he goes away from it immediately. We still find confusion of how we want to use Antonio Gibson. And to be perfectly honest, I need to see more from our rookie. I need to see more from Brian Robinson, man. It doesn't seem like he still looks like he's getting his football legs under him, and he hasn't got his burst back yet because he's not running like he was running in the preseason. I know it's a different speed of the game, but yeah, man, I need to see more out of them because we got to be able to run on y'all. If we can't get the run game going and Heineke has to throw the ball 30 plus times, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly early, and I don't want any parts of that. We're supposed to be possibly getting Jahan Dotson back this week. We may actually see the urban legend himself, Chase Young, for the first time this season. Mm-hmm. Possibly. Our D-line is going crazy. That's how we can get in the game. By our D-line, your offensive line is good. Y'all protect Hurts well. We didn't do bad versus y'all defensively last time. We just didn't present any offensive problems for you, and eventually, there was nothing we could do to get back into the game because the offense produced nothing. The defense actually found a rhythm, and we started to stop y'all. Maybe y'all took y'all foot off the gas a little bit, but Daron Payne leading the team in sacks, 5.5 midway through the season in a contract year. John Allen's playing at an all-pro level. Montez Sweat is pass rushing. We're number 2 in the league in pressure rate, and we're top 5 in sacks. So that's how we get in the game because we cannot rely on cornerback play versus y'all receiving core. We're the slump busters. So I see Devontae's had 30 yards or so in the last couple games. I expect him to ball out on Sunday because if you're lacking in anything, we're gonna get you right. Just like Justin Jefferson, he hadn't seen the get right, boys. He hadn't seen the end zone since week 1. I knew that nigga was gonna be grittying on Sunday. He grittying on the first possession of the game, bro.
but listen, y'all defensive line is not something that we could really sneeze at for real. The defensive line is legit. And from that first meeting, I saw what the game plan was. We both were there. That first meeting, you know what I mean? It clearly was you didn't want Hurts to beat you with his legs. So you played a bunch of man on the outside. He ended up throwing for 300 passing yards. So my thing is this, like, how do you stop him this time? Like, you got to kind of give and take. You got to kind of pick when you want to play man, and you got to kind of pick when you want to, contain him in the pocket, because he's proven this year that it doesn't matter which way you defend him, he's going to find the answer for it. You know what I mean? So this is going to be, I like this type of chess match. And I want to be clear about this too. You guys aren't totally trash. You won game under 500 until last, right? You know what I'm saying? Up until last week, you know what I mean? The Commanders of the NFC East before you guys this game, everybody was 500 or better. The only division that had that going on for themselves. So you guys not trash. Like, you were actually leading.
Be 5-4 right now because we were up 10 points on the Vikings with 11 minutes left, and we completely blew that shit on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And, we kind of wanted you guys to take care of that Vikings problem for us because they a little too close in terms of the number 1 seed. You know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, man, like, I'm not sleeping on y'all. I am not sleeping on this game. This is a regular game for me, man. I can't even call this a trap game. NFC East division games are always tough. I'm not expecting us to dog walk y'all the way we did the first game because Carson Wentz not in the building. I looked at a stat earlier today. It was talking about how Carson Wentz and Heineke are being pressured the same amount. They're being blitzed. Like, y'all the most blitzed guys, I think, in the league, to watch the Commanders. And Heineke is just not getting sacked the amount of times Carson Wentz is, which makes me – that's a clear indication that his decision-making is faster. So, you know what I mean? I respect Heineke a little more than I do Carson Wentz from the quarterback position. But, I feel like if we can get pressure on Heineke with just 4 and let our secondary sit back there and feast – we got to stop the run, though. Like, you're right. We got to stop the run. Try to get pressure with just 4 at first, but we going to win this game, man. I just feel, what I mean? In short, I think we got this one in the bag, but we got to be careful about how we go about it, man.
All right, what's going on with the injury report? I know Avonte Maddox came out the game early last week. He's been limited this week in practice. He good to go for Monday?
Yeah, he's going to be good to go for Monday. I didn't hear nothing bad about Avonte Maddox. I think it was like a foot situation. A lot of our team was off against that Texans game. That was the most sluggish I ever seen us look, man. Avonte good.
how Wentz is still on the 4-week IR, so Wentz is definitely not playing. It's going to be Heineke, and he has the rookie backing him up. And shit, I'm interested to see what the rookies got at some point this year because I feel like he's a good blend of Carson and Heineke. Size-wise and aesthetically looking, he looks like Heineke, but he has an arm like Wentz. At some point, I want to see what he's got because I've seen the Carson and the Taylor Heineke experience, and I know that long-term, neither of those guys are going to be the answer. But we're like a half a game back from a wild card, so that's probably why we won't see. And I know Ron a stubborn dude. As soon as Carson gets cleared, I can see him putting Carson right back in the game.
He has to,
because we married him with the $28 million that we sucked up for this year. He hitched this wagon to him. Even though the guys kind of rock with Taylor more, they definitely have a better rapport. Like they would rather hang out with Taylor Heineke than they would with Carson Wentz. But I can see Carson coming right back and being cleared next week for the Texans game.
Absolutely, man. He got to come back and be cleared. You know, I mean, you paying a lot of money for him. Ron Rivera said it himself. Ron Rivera he's cursing reporters out about, you know, Carson Wentz not too long ago. But, you know, Ron Rivera, man, this is the thing with Ron Rivera, man. I just really feel like Ron Rivera is the worst coach in the division. I feel like a lot of things can be corrected if Ron Rivera had a different outlook and if he, you know, changed how he looked at the game. I don't even know what Ron Rivera would be doing half of the time. You know what I mean?
So you don't. I don't.
I don't even know what he'd be doing sometimes. Like he don't challenge blatant challenges. He just be out there. You know what I mean? Like he don't even be talking.
Time management coach. He just sits there on the sideline with his arms crossed and just be vibing, bro. I don't know what the hell be happening, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know that's Nick Sirianni. He's grown to be a guy that likes to play chess with the opposing coach. He's always looking for ways to outsmart the opposing coaches and opposing coordinators. So, you know, I think we got coaching in our favor. We got quarterback in our favor. We got offense in our favor. We got defense in our favor. We at home. You know what I mean? I you know, just for your sake, because I rock with you, I don't want it to be a bloodbath, but all the signs is pointing towards bloodbath. Monday Night Football is pointing towards a massacre, bro. It's pointing towards a massacre.
It's definitely pointing to it. Like the way I see it being a 2-possession game. We're gonna get the score predictions in a little bit, but I want you to tell me about Shane Steichen. Steichen, that's how you say it, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen. Tell me about this guy because I feel like we're gonna be in the market for a head coach at some point, and I want me an up and coming offensive mind, and we may have to poach your boy when it's time for us to go shopping for a head coach again. Tell me about
the thing about Shane Steichen is growth. You know what I mean? Last year, he was horrible. Well, last year, he didn't call plays for the first 8 games last year. And that's what Nick said. You know what? I'm going to give it up to Shane Steichen. And what happened? We made it to the playoffs. You know what I mean? And then this year, Shane Steichen, listen, I don't think we've lost a regular season game since Shane Steichen been calling the plays. I got to look at that. That's you know what I mean? Because this is actually our well, I don't think we lost a regular game that Jalen Hurts started since Shane Steichen started calling the plays. So this will be like 11 in a row for Shane Steichen. I mean, just look at the way that, you know, he's curated this offense around Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? That should let you know right now that he's forward thinking and he can get the ball moving for Taylor Heineke, or if Carson Wentz is the guy, you know what I mean? You will definitely have a more creative offense if Shane Steichen, you know what I mean, was your coach. Now, is he a leader of men? Because you got to kind of be that way. You got to be motivating as well. Who knows? But I know your offense will look better. I'm a fan. I hope he don't go nowhere. I'm a fan of him.
Man. At this point, the leader of men thing, man, I'm cool on the leader of men. Ron Rivera is the leader of men that we needed to clean up the culture and the organization here. And we look like we're on our way to our 3rd straight 7-win season, where I need fresh blood, young blood.
Yeah.
Station's 37, 38 years old. That's what I'm looking for. Young offensive mind who understands how to lead and how offenses operate in modern day football, bro, because it's like Ron and Jack and them. Jack actually got the defense balling, so this ain't really about him right now. But they just run the team from this boomer-ass conservative standpoint where it's like sit back and watch the world go by. We have everything we need. We're not going to be aggressive. We're not pushing in the chips or the cards on anything. We're going into year 4 without us taking a shot at a young quarterback early in the draft next year. Like, I don't understand what the plan was, and for Ron to have got this coach-centric model where he's in charge of everything, it just feels like he didn't have the cachet to necessarily do that. And I think we need to find a good executive first, and he needs to hire the coach when it's time for us to clean house in this motherfucker in the next year.
I agree with that, though. And Shane Steichen, he might not even be, the number one candidate of the guys that get plucked from our tree. Jonathan Gannon is probably going to be a head coach next year. I mean, he got this defense leading the league in 3 and outs, leading the league in turnovers. Like, he got this defense playing at a legendary level. But speaking of young, fresh blood, man, I got a question for you. It might be difficult for you to answer. Is Chase Young a bust? Is he a bust?
That's a great. See, like I'm not calling him a bust yet. I'm not like we have a going inside joke in our group chat. My boy calls him Blonde Clowney because like his peak at this point is Jadeveon Clowney. I've even had one of my boys say that his mans that knew Chase in Maryland, he compared him to Aaron Maben. He was like, he's never going to be a star in this league. Chase has all the ability in the world and the talent to be a star edge rusher. We just got to see it. Because last year, I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it either. Pony. I seen a one-trick pony that when that one trick don't work, he makes no impact on the game. We got to see it when he comes back. I know what our fans are going to do. He's going to come back this week or the next week, and they're going to slow play pacify the rest of the season and pretty much give him the rest of the year and say, oh, he wasn't fully healthy yet, despite the fact he had surgery like 14 months ago. He's not a bust. But so far, through this is third season, he doesn't look like a superstar, and he doesn't look like the second pick of the draft. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. I'm looking at Tua, who hasn't lost the start this year, and I'm looking at him real funny in the light because I'm like, man, we could have had that, man. We could have.
I thought y'all was gonna get Tua. I really did.
I know, because Ron loved Tua. I really feel like Dan would not have let him do that because Dan loved Dwayne Haskins, even though Ron and them, they inherited but didn't really want Dwayne Haskins. But I can't call Chase Young a bust yet. But I will say he has to fucking show me something, and he has to show me something soon. You went to the lab with Von Miller this offseason. You've had 14 months to reflect, get your head and your body right. If you come back with a very skimp arsenal of pass rush moves, that's going to tell me everything I need to know about this dude, because this is the first time in his life that he's been injured. I heard his dad say this is good for him. This is the first real adversity he's faced in his football career. If you don't come back from that swinging, balling, and looking like some of these edge rushers, I'm looking at Aiden Hutchinson. I'm looking at dudes already taking off, and we still waiting for Chasing Sweat to take that next step in year 4 and year 3. He's not a bust, but
it's getting close.
I don't see. He carries himself and he exudes of this superstar personality, but I haven't seen yet on the field superstar edge rusher. I don't see a Bosa, Mac, or Watt brother in him yet, but
he'd be lucky, man. I think you'll be lucky if you could get Ryan Kerrigan out of him.
I mean, shit, that's our all-time leader.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah, because Ryan Kerrigan, he lacked all these physical tools and found his way to the quarterback still almost 100 times, 95 and a half times. Chase Young has all the tools in the world, except he don't know how to use his hands, and there's no pass rush arsenal. We can't have that, but that's definitely a conversation we can revisit at the end of the season, because I'm not holding no prisoners on him. I need to see something out of him. I don't care if he has been out for 14 months. He needs to show me something when he gets on that field. You take a dude with the second overall pick in the draft. He goes right after Joe Burrow. They say if Burrow wasn't in that draft, Chase usually would go number 1. He was tagged with the generational word, and you know how that generational shit works. So if you're anything less, like if you're Jadeveon Clowney, that's a disappointment.
Yeah,
he lived up to his number 1 overall expectation.
Yeah, I agree. I think y'all need to fire y'all D-line coach. It's no way in the world that nobody on that D-line. Y'all did this year?
We fired him in the preseason. We fired him like the second, but that's why the line actually playing good this year.
Yeah. So maybe somebody is teaching these guys, better hand placement and moves, because Sweat is having a decent year.
Yeah, Kerrigan's the assistant D-line coach now behind Jeff Zanina. And
Okay, yeah.
Kerrigan after we fired the D-line coach. Something technique is something that's different. Now Sweat his pressure rate is up. He's finally getting home a little bit. Our best rushers still come from the interior, and it pisses me off that I see better bend out of the backup edge rushers like F.A. Obata. That's a name you don't want to scoff at. He's going to get pressure on Hurts because he's one of our best technical edge rusher. He bends the corner good. James Smith-Williams. These guys be bending better than Chase and Sweat, and I can't have that. But I'm not going to call Chase Young a bust yet, but he has a lot to prove, and he's left a lot to be desired to me so far, and I can be truthful about that. Let's move on to your prediction for the game. Let's get your score prediction for the game on Monday.
The Eagles going to win this game 34-20.
34. Oh, you giving us 20? Hey, you giving us 20 points?
34-20.
I'll take that. How's the vibe of the game gonna go? It's gonna be close throughout. Y'all pull away at the
end. Y'all gonna get one of them joints in garbage time. It's already gonna be. I think it's gonna be wrapped up early, and something we're gonna have. I think that our bench gonna be able to come in this game.
Jesus Christ.
I think our bench gonna be able to come in this one, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's the long break. You know what I mean? It's the long break. Dudes are in a real good space right now in Philly, man. Everybody having fun, everybody laughing. AJ Brown putting his locks back in his hair. You know what I mean? Dudes are just in a good space right now, man. We legit have a no-fly zone, and it's a backup quarterback coming to town. I expect this to be 34-20. I do.
See how I have this game playing out is we're gonna come out and look like we're gonna hang with y'all for a little bit. And I'll say it's a divisional blowout. Divisional blowout to me is just 2 possessions. Like you got y'all winning by 14. I got y'all winning by 14, but with less points. I got it 27-13 Philadelphia, and it's gonna get real ugly for Taylor Heineke in this game, man. Some of I think the luck of the Irish has run out for. I think the magic is out for the time being, and this is a team that will catch and take advantage of every pass that you throw to the wrong team. And I've watched a lot of interceptions. Get dropped since he's got on that field, and this ain't the team you want to do that.
No, we don't drop those.
Darius Slay is giving up the second lowest passing rate in the NFL right now. He got Bradbury across from him. Unless we get our run game going like Dameon Pierce got going on y'all last week, I just can't even see it. And like my man Roger said, I can't see us scoring 20 points with Scott Turner or with Taylor Heineke the way we're playing versus y'all right now. They say have faith. I have faith that I don't think it's going to be embarrassing, but we'll lose by 2 possessions. And
He a Cowboys fan, though. He wants you to have faith. He wants you to do them a favor. Y'all, listen, y'all got to finish your own food on the 24th. Don't be coming in here begging for nobody else to do your job. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to win for y'all. They trying to win for them.
They out here begging just like they begging for Odell Beckham.
No, right boy, you see him. You see him out here, man. What my cup?
CD a number 1 receiver, but they on their knees.
Here go my cup. Here go my cup. I got a cup of noodles bum cup for them. This is my cup for them. They out here running around. They running around asking for spare change for Odell Beckham. It's pathetic if you ask me. That's a fan base that told me that you know what I mean. I don't want to get too much on them, but they told me that CeeDee Lamb was the best in the division. Bypass McLaurin, bypass AJ Brown. Now you all here running around looking for somebody who had 2 ACL surgeries. Man, get out of here. Get out of here.
They begging for him after. Yeah, exactly. They told us about Terry. They told y'all about AJ and Devontae, and they are screaming for their.
Do you know CeeDee Lamb has not had a 100-yard game in over 365 days? This go back to Halloween 2021. Halloween 2021 was when the last time this man had a 100-yard game. And he better than who? Cut it out.
He the best in the division, man. Cut it out for sure, man. So I'm looking at y'all's schedule after us. How far do you think y'all get? And do you want y'all to go undefeated? And do you think y'all are going undefeated? All right, y'all got Jeff Saturday, fresh off the ESPN booth, into head coaching next week. Then y'all got cooked Aaron Rodgers, possibly Malik Willis-led Titans, the Giants, at the Bears, at the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Giants. What are we talking? What are we thinking about? Are the 72 Dolphins popping champagne anytime this year, or y'all running the table?
I don't think we're gonna go undefeated, but I think we can. You know what I mean? I think if you get past Derrick Henry, I think you got a chance. But you still got to get past Dallas. Like, that's gonna be a slugfest. They want to get their lick back. If you get past Dallas, you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? It all rides on what we do on the 24th.
So you have no concern with the Giants.
No, I don't have no concern with Daniel Jones. And I think they luck ran out. I think the Texans about to beat the Giants this week.
They might beat them. Actually, I was looking at my parlay picks for the week, and I was like, "Well, I feel like Houston about to beat the Giants."
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's happening. I feel like it's going to be hard for Aaron Rodgers to lose 6 straight. He playing in Lambeau. That defense is going to wake up. Like, they getting embarrassed now, and the Cowboys coming there. I just feel like those are 2 games that the underdog might pull it off.
Oh yeah, man. The Saints, Jameis will be back by then. They don't really worry. Justin Fields at Chicago, they may be a little tougher than expected because he looks like he's finally growing as a quarterback. Ran for 178, threw for like 3 touchdowns last week. And
I'm concerned. The games that I'm concerned about, the ones that you mentioned, I'm concerned about the Titans game, and I'm concerned about the Dallas Cowboys game. Everybody else should be easy money. Not easy money, but we should win those games by 10 plus.
I'm not mad at this statement. He said this sounds like blasphemy, but this Philly team is the closest. This one our fans, so this is the closest team that I've seen balance-wise to the 91 Skins. That's my birth year. Them boys was 14-2. That's one of the greatest teams in NFL history, and they dogged the Bills in the Super Bowl that year. I want to hate so bad, bro, because I called the hype train. Oh, y'all got hyped. Jalen Hurts is hyped. Y'all are living up to all your expectations, and I can't hate on that shit, man. I envy it. I wish I could see an 8-0 start to a season, bro. Best I've seen. 6-2 under Jim Zorn, and that shit went to hell fast.
It's hard, man. This is the only 8-0 start we've had in franchise history. I've never seen this in my life. You know what I mean? It's very, very hard. You know what I mean? That's why every week is opportunity to build on it. Now we could be the first 9-0, the first 10-0. Like, we're already in territory that's never been touched. So every week is a chance to prove that. So, I think the L going to come at some point. I think being the first Philadelphia Eagles team to win 12 straight, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that versus, going undefeated.
Jordan Davis, when is he slotted to return, and is Fletcher Cox good?
Jordan Davis should be back, I want to say, in the Tennessee game because he's also on IR. Fletcher Cox is good, but, it's not really about Fletcher Cox. It's about Hargrave, man. Hargrave got I think 4 sacks in the last 2 weeks since Jordan Davis went down. Hargrave been picking it up. You know what I mean? And, I'm still waiting for that Robert Quinn game as well. So, yeah, I'm confident with the interior pass rush of the Eagles. Now, Heineke's small, too. He's small. We could bat a lot of that down. He's lucky Jordan Davis ain't playing.
Every other pass gets batted down. Like I've seen him in person. I'm 6 foot flat without cleats on. I'm a good 2 inches taller than this man, so I know exactly how small this dude is. And I'm telling you, y'all defense presents a lot of problems for what we want to do offensively. And what we've done offensively has been trash for the majority of the season. Like, at least Carson had that height to see over the line. But last time we played y'all sacked them 9 times. But yeah, man, what is Philadelphia? What's the fan base and what's the pulse looking like if we do beat y'all on Monday night?
I mean, if y'all beat us, it's all about how we respond in next week, and we play the Colts. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? We go through that whole week of of how did this happen? How do we let how do we let Tyler Heineke beat this team? We go through all of those things. We go through that with whoever beats us for real, because we should be favorites all the way through. The only game we're not a favorite in, to what I looked at, was the game in Dallas. You know what I mean? For some strange reason, we're not a favorite there, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't be, but you know what I mean? Like, that's the pulse. The pulse is, we got upset. Now it's time to, I think a loss from y'all makes us ferocious the way out. It makes us not take the foot off the gas. It makes us go for blood. That first loss, I'm going to love it, actually. You know what I mean? I just don't want it to come to a divisional opponent.
Yeah, you don't want it to, especially, hell, you definitely don't want it to come to a divisional opponent, but it would be huge for us. It would be fucking monumental for us because we got a lot going on. We got the DC Attorney General who just studied his whole life to come and go at NFL and go at Dan Snyder in front of the world today. We got a civil suit filed against the league and us. We got the team for sale. We got dudes using Brian Robinson getting shot as a way to sway the fucking opinion. It's a mess here like it always is off the season. That's why we got to get this little dweeb Napoleon bastard out of here for good. But there's a game to be played Monday, and it is in the division. And when it's in the division, it's in the family. So I think we could be in for a good game Monday. We very well could be in for a good game.
We could be, you know what I mean? And that would be exciting as well. You know what I mean? It's the NFC East, man. We swept you guys last year. We were trying to do it 2 years in a row. And, you know, like this is one of the best rosters I've ever seen in my life, man. And I just don't see how in the freezing cold hell Taylor Heineke gonna come out of here with a W. Not in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
In Washington, you might have had a better. You don't even have a chance in Washington because we come up there like we live there. You know what I mean? So,
trust me, this is our second time playing y'all on the road this year. I ain't never seen FedEx. Like, I thought y'all was hyping, bro. I went over to the bus lot to see this shit for myself, and I saw 50, 60 buses. I saw 12,000 Eagle fans in the parking lot in our stadium. I was the only thing burgundy in like a 4-mile radius. That shit was nuts, man. But yeah, man, we got y'all on Monday night, and we're going to see how this shit goes, man.
Yeah, next year, man. Next year, you should ride up to the link with me, man, for the Eagles-Commanders game. It's definitely a vibe.
I gotta hit the link for one time. I got to. Yeah. I got some content out there. I got to come see how y'all do it in the link. You know what I'm saying? And, man, I forgot. I was about to get to something else, but you know what I'm saying? This was a good stream. I appreciate you coming.
Facts. No, absolutely.
Hell yeah,
absolutely, man. Anytime. You know how I go.
Yeah, we got a link again sometime soon. Maybe we can link after the game on the channel again to talk about what we witnessed on Monday, you know?
Yeah, listen, we definitely got to do. Yeah, matter of fact, let's do that.
Well, yeah, we got to do like a day after Joan. We got to let them know how we feel a day after that Joan. Somebody's going to be disappointed. I'm numb to it, so I shouldn't be too hard on it, you know, because I'm just riding the high of Dan selling the team right now. So, since the last time we spoke, there's two things. One, you dropped the album or tape the last time.
I did.
Salmon Zucchini joint, the last track on it, that shit is crazy, bro. That shit is
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that. Mark, I see you in the building. Mark Holmes, what up, man?
What's going on, Joe Boo? How we doing, Joe Boo? Oh, and if y'all weren't paying attention last time, I honor my bets. I said if the Eagles sweep us, I will wear a damn Hurts season hat on the show for a week. So that bet is still on. If they beat us Monday, I'm gonna have to wear a Hurts. Give me one in burgundy or in black, and I'm cool. Like the one you got on right now, I'm cool with it.
All right, I got you. Yeah,
it would be supporting a divisional rival, but it would also be supporting a fellow content creator, fellow brother, and a black quarterback. So I ain't too mad at it. As long as I ain't got to put no wacky ass star on, we good to go, man. I appreciate you.
You already know.
Make sure y'all smash that like button. For those who don't know, Lord Brunson, you know where to follow him. Brunson _ tweets. Lord _ Brunson on Twitter. Lord Brunson on YouTube. Rio Robinson, Rambling with Rio. Y'all know the vibes. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Fly Eagles.
Fly Eagles fly. I thought you was gonna say it. You ain't want to say it.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta appease both sides. We're gonna keep this one short and sweet today, man. We'll see y'all Monday.
Yes, sir.
All right then, Brody.